Ready? Okay, I'll take the roll call. Chair.
Wait. Hold on, PJ. My recording didn't start. Okay, now you can start.
Okay, PJ, if you could wait, I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And before you take the roll, I want to give a special welcome to our newest board member, Tara Cooper Wright. Tara was recently appointed by Governor Pritzker, and I'm very thrilled to welcome her today. She is the CEO and partner of Rise Strategy Group, a communications and media strategy company, and is extraordinarily involved in our community. I know many of you have had the opportunity to work with Tara previously, as I have, and I'm very excited to work with her in her new role. Please join me in welcoming her. Tara, did you want to say a quick hello? I think you've had a chance to meet.
Thank you, Leslie, so much for that introduction. I'm really thrilled just to work with you all and just to support the amazing work that we do. So very, very thrilled to be here.
Great, thanks, Tara. Okay, PJ, if you could call the roll now, that'd be great.
And I just want to make sure everybody who didn't hear me, we are recording the meeting. Thank you.
Chair Darling.
Here.
Ms. Andolino.
Here.
Mr. Bobbins.
Present.
Mr. Ford.
Present.
Miss Rooney. Miss Rooney. She must be on mute. Miss Sudek.
Here.
Miss Wright.
Present.
Okay, Trish, can you unmute yourself just to make sure we can hear you?
Yeah, Trish, we have to confirm that you can hear us. Hello?
I'll text her. Who's that?
Trish, we need to confirm that you actually can hear all the board members. So can you let us know?
Why don't we move on? We have a quorum.
Great, we'll do that.
Okay.
First, we have the approval of the minutes, which you all received in your board book. Can I have a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Great.
Who did? I'm sorry. Who motioned to approve them?
I did. This is Coco.
Okay, Coco. Thank you. Okay, I'll take the roll call. Chairman Darling.
Yes.
Ms. Andolino.
Yes.
Mr. Bobbins.
Yes.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.
Ms. Rooney. Ms. Sudek.
Yes.
Ms. Wright.
Yes.
Okay. I text Trish to tell her to unmute her phone.
Okay, great, thanks. Next, we have Maureen Gorski to present the guaranteed rate field renovations and capital repair and improvement. So I'll turn it over to you, Maureen. Thanks.
Thank you. I just, the first product is just the status of where we are at as of right now for fiscal year 21. The air handling unit reservation has a one more component to finish in the video coaching room. The concrete repair and waterproofing is going on. The video surveillance is still ongoing, and the LED lighting has been completed for this year. And the security perimeter is still going on. We hope to have it completed by June 30th. There were some customized beams that have been delayed in their transmission from Texas, so that's kind of delayed that the completion of that project. But we hope to get it done by the end of June there. The other item is a resolution 2106 to redirect funds from 2021 into our 2022 budget. There's as it's attached here, there were a couple maintenance items that we were able to reduce because of COVID situations where the ballpark was not operating. So that's the elevator maintenance. We got a reduced price on there, and the video surveillance or the AV conference center maintenance. The flooring and ceiling replacement in the Scout Lounge, they were still using that Scout Lounge for the visiting team. So that has been postponed. The emergency repairs and the trade billings have also been reduced just due to the stadium not being fully operational. The video surveillance upgrades was a fiber optics fiber project that is being deferred till 2022, and these perimeter security project, we got very good pricing on it. I had a cost savings this year, so we're moving the rest of those funds into our 2022 budget. So we would ask that there's an action item on this to approve the transfer of those unused funds from the 21 budget to the 22 budget.
Do you want to add to that this is not an unusual occurrence? It
Correct.
often happens due to construction timing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So can I get a motion
Motion
sorry.
to approve the resolution?
I second.
Great. Any discussion or questions for Maureen on this? Okay. Hearing none, then let's proceed to a vote, PJ.
Okay, Chair Darling,
Yes.
Ms. Sandalino,
Yes.
Mr. Bobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
yes,
Ms. Rooney, Ms. Sudek,
Yes.
Ms. Wright.
Yes.
Okay, motion
Okay.
passes. Thank you very much. Thanks, Maureen. Then we'll turn it over next to Dana to discuss the FY 2021 operating results through the end of March 31st.
Good morning. I'm sorry, I took myself off mute. The fiscal year 2021 year to date for March is a negative, totals negative. Totaled a negative $6.8 million and was unfavorable in comparison to the budget of $13.5 million. Net hotel tax revenue, as you know, has significantly been depressed over the year because of COVID-19. So through March 31st, 2021, the amount was below the budget by about $15 million, $15.6 million, and was trending below the comparable 2020 period by $39 million. As of May 21st, 2021, net hotel tax performance was $6.1 million and remains down by 88.2%. Investment income is lower than planned, and unrealized event revenue due to COVID also contributed to these negative variances. There was a favorable variance relative to White Sox fees that were received by the authority. Relative to expenditures, there was an overall favorable variance of $2.4 million, and for the period, this period through March 31st, the net favorable variance of $1.9 million was due to the timing of the start dates for guaranteed rate construction projects, as well as those projects that are being deferred to 2022. So, and those were only offset slightly by an acceleration of requests from the Park District for construction reimbursements. In addition, there were overall operating costs of about $493,000, of which personnel vacancies and deferrals were $311,000 of that dollar. So that's basically the largest contributor. And there were savings in other areas such as legal, audit, and professional and marketing of $182,000. The upcoming principal and interest payments due to the bondholders on 6/15 are in the possession of the trustee and ready for that date. And ISFA's net hotel tax revenue is not expected to rebound in enough time to repay the state advance by this fiscal year end. So that is, I don't know if you have any questions, but that is the basic crux of it. Oh, there's one other thing. I did projections of 2021, and those are on pages 3 and 4 behind your tabs behind tab 6, behind the first pink page. Pages 3 and 4. One shows the cash basis of hotel tax reporting, which is how we use it to evaluate the hotel tax repayment. The other basis is the accrual basis on page 3, which basically shows when you look, we have to do an accrual basis for audit reporting. And that is based on how the indenture reports. So that is for hotel stays that are July of 2020 through June of 2021. We're on a 3-month lag, so that's why you'll see the number in the hotel tax revenue of 9. It's like line 4 of page 4. That's a higher number than line 4 of page 3, because that is the differential when you're comparing, when you're adding the 3-month lag and taking out the 3 months from the prior year. So unless there are questions, I'm finished with my report.
Dana,
Okay, any questions for Dana? Or any
Dana, do you
discussion?
have any indications on a real-time basis as to any revival in the revenues from the hotel tax?
The estimate right now is 2025. There'll be some major recovery, but not really until then.
Okay.
Any other questions for Dana?
Yeah. Why is it estimated that the hotel tax revenue won't recover until 2025?
Because you've got to revamp on the events that are here. They've got I guess pretty much the conventions have to regroup everything. People
Okay.
have to get back to a degree of normalcy, and the convention centers are really the thing that are driving whether or not this recovers faster for us, for the Illinois.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dana. I know you've been working really hard on this during these challenging times, so I want to thank you and all the staff that have been really working hard to figure out how we weather all of this. Dana, we're staying on you for insurance renewal for 2021 and 2022, please.
Okay, the insurance expired on March 15th, and in January of every year, pretty much we're gathering information to complete the insurance applications and talking to the broker. And that goes on pretty much from January through the beginning of March. This year was a lot longer because the insurance companies are having concerns and questions. So there were a lot of meetings that had to occur with with some of the underwriters that get clarification on things and some questions that they had. We've noticed that this is the second year in a row that the underwriters are taking smaller bites of the umbrella liability. So that's why you'll see a significant amount of cost increase. The biggest increase, there was a large increase for the property tax, property coverage, and it's primarily because of the increase in the value of the property, but there's also a degree of premium that's taken on a premium rate that's taken as well. So you'll see that kind of you see that number going up between years because they're taking rate, because of catastrophic losses and other things that they're incurring. So they're basically trying to recoup their funds over periods. Their excess umbrella was extremely high again this year, and that's due to the types and frequency and severity of losses sustained within the umbrella segment of the market of insurance. And with the depressed overall interest rates, insurers have continued to take to underwrite a reduced amount of exposure while significantly increasing their premium. And so that's what you see is that $94,000. It's a $94,000, almost $95,000 bump. The board action for today is requested at this time to approve Resolution 2107 to ratify the binding and renewal of insurance coverage and brokerage fees as outlined for a total of $669,875.
Umbrella.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Great. Second?
Second.
Wonderful. Any discussion or additional questions for Dana on this? Okay, hearing none, let's proceed to a vote then.
Chairman Darling,
Yes.
Ms. Sandalino,
Yes.
Mr. Bobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Ms. Rooney, Ms. Sudek,
Yes.
Ms. Wright,
Yes.
I've been texting back and forth with Trish and her assistant. She thinks she's in a bad cell area. She's trying to get back in.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dana. Again, staying on you for FY22 proposed budget, please.
Okay, so the fiscal year 2022 proposed budget anticipates a cost of $67.3 million. Okay, so debt service, trustee and contractual obligations of Soldier Field total 57.2 million of that 67.3 and represents about 85% of the budget, of which 70% of that number is for debt service. The same thing for guaranteed rate field is a total of 7.7 million, which represents 11.5% of the budget, of which 8.5% is for contractual obligations. Operational costs of 2.4 million represent 33.5% of the budget, of which 708,000 is roughly insurance for the year, which represents 1% of the $2.4 million. And let's see. Hotel tax revenue for fiscal 22 is not expected to fully rebound for COVID-19. So the hotel tax revenue net is 22.8 million estimated, which is a 247% increase from the fiscal year 2021 projections of $6.5 million. If you look to if you go behind the pink tab to the first page, 1 of 7, you'll see the total expenditure amount of $67.3 million. You see the total revenue sources there, of which the state advance in excess of the net hotel tax is estimated at $34.5 million. So I don't know if you have any questions. I would be happy to entertain them now. We do need to approve the ordinance for the budget.
Any questions for Dana? Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to move the resolution?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, let's proceed to a vote then.
Chairman Darling,
Yes.
Ms. Andalino,
Yes.
Mr. Bobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Ms. Rooney, Ms. Sudek,
Yes.
Ms. Wright,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. And then Dana, your last item of the day, the FY 2022 Chairman Certificate, please.
Okay. So on June 1st of 2021, which is next week, the authority must file the chairman's certificate with the state comptroller and the Illinois State Treasurer for the fiscal year 2022 anticipated expenditures. I recommend certifying the chairman's certificate for 2022 in the amount of 67.3, which is comprised of the following: a $57.3 million state advance, which has to be repaid from ISFA's hotel tax receipts, a city subsidy of $5 million, and a state subsidy of $5 million, all for a total of 67.3. Now, while the board usually agrees to insulate the city by requesting a lesser chairman's certificate and using hotel taxes to kind of offset some of the costs, fiscal year 2021, they did that, and we certified a significantly lesser amount. For fiscal year 2022, the resolution requests approval of the chairman's certificate in the full amount of the expenditures of 67.3 million as outlined, and it's in an effort to preserve the remaining hotel tax reserve balance.
How much is that balance, Dana?
Right now, it's estimated as I almost have $13 million.
Okay.
Yes. So by the end of the year, I'm hoping that I'll be able to give you a full answer, but it won't be until closer to maybe August, once we get to the audit time frame.
Other questions for Dana? If not, can I get a motion to direct for the filing of the chairman's certificate.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion on that? If not, then PJ, please take the roll.
Chairman Darling,
Yes.
Ms. Sandalino,
Yes.
Mr. Bobbins,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Ms. Rooney, Ms. Sudek,
Yes.
Ms. Wright.
Yes.
Great, that motion passes, and thank you very much. Next, we're moving on to personnel matters, and I want to welcome Frank Bilecki, who has joined us today. We are proposing the appointment of Frank as our new Chief Executive Officer of ISFA. And many of you have had the opportunity to work with or know Frank throughout his long career in public service. He's a seasoned executive, a proven administrator, and a leader. He's had tremendous experience in capital planning, construction, public and legislative affairs, communications, financing, programming, and even has some background in commercial real estate. He's currently the chief of policy at the Chicago Public Schools, where he manages a team of 40, and he serves as a trusted advisor to many officials and others in our community. He's very experienced in bringing diverse stakeholders together as well. Frank comes from a very passionate baseball family and is a lifelong White Sox fan. He has the support of the governor, the mayor, and the White Sox. I think we've truly hit a home run in getting him to lead this agency, and I ask for your support of his candidacy today. You have the resolution appointing Frank and authorizing his hiring. We've held time in an executive session to discuss these matters, and I'll ask now if any of you wish to enter into executive session, and if not, then we can proceed to a motion and a vote. Does anybody wish to enter into executive session?
No.
Okay, great. Can I
Move
get a
the
motion to
resolution.
approve
Motion
the
to move.
resolution?
Second?
Okay.
Wonderful. Is there any discussion?
I'd just like to say, Leslie, I had the opportunity to speak with Frank, and I think your points are right on mark there. He's extremely passionate about our city and baseball. A great public servant in his career, and I think that will just continue to allow him to, put our city baseball and what we need here is to continue to create a great environment with our clients, our stakeholders, and again, represent our citizens well. So I think Frank can balance all of those interests and work with such a talented organization that we have to hopefully see us continue to succeed and support the White Sox to hopefully get into to the World Series here.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Rose.
Welcome, Frank. Congratulations. We have hit a home run with you.
This is Michael Ford. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with what Rosie said. I've had the pleasure working with Frank in several of his governmental positions over his long career, and he's going to be a stellar addition to the team, and we're lucky to have him. So I enthusiastically endorse this. Thank you.
I'd like to comment. Frank, we haven't had a chance to speak. I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit. I think this is a really terrific time to welcome new leadership as we're facing a bunch of challenges. I want to say that I think the staff, I'm relatively new to the organization, but I think I've been really impressed with the staff and the fact that you all have operated without a full team. And I think you've done a spectacular job. And I'm glad that we now have a full team to take us into this next phase.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Are there any other comments? If not, then I'll ask for a motion.
I'd make a motion to proceed with this?
Yeah,
Second.
Rosie motioned and,
So sorry. Yeah, we're
That's
just,
okay.
apologies. All right. Well, if nothing else, then we'll proceed to a vote then.
okay, Chairman Darling,
Yes.
Ms. Andalino,
Yes.
Mr. Robbins,
Absolutely.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Ms. Rooney, Ms. Sudek,
Yes.
Ms. Wright.
Yep. I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Welcome, Frank. We are thrilled to have you joining us. We know you're going to do an amazing job and be a great steward of this organization and continue to work with this terrific team and help take us into the future with all the exciting things we have ahead for this organization. So, Frank, I actually want to ask if you want to perhaps say just a few words, if you'd like.
I would, thank you. And thank you for your kind words, confidence, and support, Leslie. Truly appreciate it. I am looking forward to working with you as well as this distinguished board. Today, I'm deeply honored and thank each and every one of our board members for their support. I am truly grateful to you for giving me this extraordinary opportunity to lead the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. I would also like to thank Governor Pritzker and Mayor Lightfoot for their support. I need to give a quick thank you to my wife, Colleen, and my family for the sacrifice they have made over the last 21 years that has allowed me to not just enjoy those years in public service, but allowed me to put the necessary time and effort in to be successful. To the ISFA team, I can't wait to get started. I know there's much work ahead of us, and we will be successful by working together as a team. And again, I can't wait to get there on Tuesday. I would also like to acknowledge our partners, the Chicago White Sox organization and Chairman Reinsdorf, and the Chicago Park District and Superintendent Kelly. I am eager to work with such talented teams. As someone who has served in leadership positions across government, I don't want any of you to think that I don't know that you just gave me what I consider the best job in the state of Illinois. I say this not because the White Sox are the best team in baseball, but that definitely does help. But because I believe, as you do, there is so much opportunity within our facility. Working through opportunities in tourism, concerts, events, reviewing our real estate portfolio, to name a few. I look forward to engaging with all of you, our partners and the community in these conversations and many more. Before I end, I wanted to tell you all a little bit about the Bilecki family history and what this means to me personally. My father passed away when I was in high school, and he grew up in Chicago and was a lifelong Sox fan. But for years, prior to his death, he worked security at Comiskey Park, where my brother and I would attend games with him. It just happened where the turnstile would open up for us at times, and so we were able to attend many games. Showing up hours before to chase home run balls and sticking around hours after chasing down autographs. After my father died, our neighbors worked with the Park District to name a vacant field after him because he would take every kid from our neighborhood there and teach them how to play baseball. A few years ago, while cleaning my mother's attic, I found his 1962 contract with the Washington Senators. He never made it to the bigs, but had, from what my mother tells us, a stellar career. In recent weeks, my son, who's a junior in high school, committed to play Division I baseball. So you see, baseball is not just something we take lightly in my house. Baseball creates opportunity. Finally, I want to repeat my gratitude to everyone who made this possible for me today, and I'm excited to get started with this new challenge. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Well,
We're really thrilled. All right, terrific. Thank you again and welcome, and we can't wait for you to get started, Frank. Moving on to other business. I know that many of you know we're still in active discussions regarding a refinancing in order to assist the city to weather this challenging time due to the COVID pandemic. Well, there are no documents to present today. As things proceed, we are prepared to call a special meeting in the coming weeks to address this if at all possible. So there's active work on that. I don't think we have anything additional to discuss today on it, but please look out for something. Any other new business or other business to discuss? Sorry.
Is it okay? Can I go?
Yeah, of course.
It dawns on me that we should probably start the wheels in motion to change the title of chairman's certificate to something a little bit more inclusive.
We could change it to chair certificate, perhaps. That might be in the
Might be legislative.
in the
Right.
legislation. So
Right.
I'm not sure.
But
So
we should put that on the agenda.
thanks, Coco. Actually, I did want to ask John Corvino, if you can hear us. I was hoping you might be able to give us a brief update as the park continues to increase its capacity, and we've been watching this really exciting season. Was hoping you might be able to give us a little bit of an update on how things are going with the increased capacity at the ballpark and your expectations for the season, and how we might be able to partner with you to help on that.
Well, thank you, Chairperson Dowling. That's quite a large topic, but let me see what I can do. No, I have to say, and this goes to the ISFA staff and also to the White Sox staff, we've been working round the clock to deal with the logistics of reopening a ballpark in this environment, starting from 25%, which was actually a little bit lower than that, working with the city and Dr. Arwadi's group and the state of Illinois. And everybody is rowing in the same direction, going towards the same thing. We just recently moved from a 25% capacity to, excuse me, this homestand coming up to a 60% capacity. Any of you fans out there on the call, I ask please be patient with seat locations and with rearranging. That is, we're doing the best that we can. Not everybody's going to be happy, but we're trying. The indications are that, as we move to phase 5, both in the city and the state, which is the state could be mid-June, as early as mid-June, but we can have to have both sides of the coin. So we're thinking, the city last published date was the 4th of July, but it may be a little earlier. That move would bring us into 100% capacity. We are getting, with our lower capacity allowances, pretty good attendance. The team's been doing well, at least in my opinion. We took 2 out of 3 from St. Louis this week, so that's good. We obviously don't. I will have to say, from a attendance capacity, we'll have some good percentage numbers, but we've already lost a significant part of the season. So it'd be very difficult to get to our target with ISFA. But there's next season.
You want to give us an injury report before you go?
Oh boy, Norm, I wish I knew. I do know that, our high-end Jimenez and Robert are progressing well, but what does that mean? I can't really tell you. And you know what? You wouldn't want my advice on that anyway.
What about Giolito? Then I'll quit.
You know what? I know no more than you as of this stage. I really don't know.
Thanks.
Well, we're excited to have everyone back in the lineup and healthy.
Can I just say one thing on that too, Leslie?
Of course.
Sure, thank you. And John, in regards to the numbers, I know there's a number of facilities across the country that are already at 100% or between 60 and 100%. And so if there's any discussions that you want or that I can be of assistance with in regards to government relations or anything else, please do not hesitate in calling. We're 24/7, and let's try and get this thing open as soon as possible.
Frank, I appreciate that, and thank you. In fact, as what I read this morning is that we're one of the 3 cities that are not there yet. So
yeah,
that is disappointing, but I think we're quickly moving that direction. And I do look forward to meeting you, and maybe next week, we can touch base.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks, John. Really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Any other business to bring forward? If not, then we will.
I just want to, Leslie, it's Peter.
Yes.
I just want to let you and Mike know the messenger is going to be doing the same thing we did last time. He'll come to your house, you'll sign, he'll wait.
Okay.
He'll go to Mike, you'll sign it and he'll wait and then he'll bring him back to me.
Great. Thanks, PJ. At this point, we are going to ask if there's any public comment. So I'll wait for a minute to see if anybody wants to make any public comment. Okay, hearing none, we don't need executive session. Our next meeting will be September 15th. Unclear if we will be in person or remote, but let's cross our fingers for reaching phase 5 and being able to be in person together. So I will look forward to that. And if there's no other business, then I'll adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations again, Frank.
Thank you so much, everyone. I look really forward to working with everyone.
Us too. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.
She said the next meeting September. What happened to Tuesday?
Hey, Maria, are you still there? Can you hear me?
I'm about to leave, Danny.
This is Danny. I emailed you real quick. If you have a second, call me back.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Thanks. Okay.